Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm here with Nissan and we get to take a look at the all-new 2026 Nissan Sentra. This is the SR trim level. It's finished off in energetic amber along with the gloss black roof. MSRP for the SR starts right at $25,000. Now this model here is powered by the 2-liter 4-cylinder. It's also paired to the Xtronic CVT and it pumps out 149 horsepower, 146 pound-feet of torque. It is front-wheel drive, weighs in around 3,100 pounds. We have an estimated 0 to 60 time just shy of 9 seconds with a top speed of 120 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 12.4 gallons. You'll expect to see 28 miles per gallon in the city and 36 out on the highway, and that's running on regular unleaded. Now this also has a wheelbase of 106.5 inches. Its overall length is 183.3. It has a width of 71.5, a height of 57.1, and its ground clearance measures in at 4.8 inches. Now, as we take a look at the exterior styling for this latest model, you'll notice that this model comes with a forward-facing camera with the Nissan badge there, and there's also this trim accent that works its way to the LEDs, DRLs in the lower section, and that very thin triple beam design for the headlights and the high beams. Now this also has a sensor for distance pacing along with several cutouts down below and all of the gloss black with some more nice trim accents that are integrated nicely. So it gives it a great design. And then there's also a few lines coming down the hood as well. Now as we work our way to the side for this SR model, this has a really nice design for the two-tone wheels. These measure 18 inches. You'll notice the standard brakes just behind them. Now it also has body-colored fender arches, both front and rear, along with gloss black for the lower side skirt. And then it's also on the mirror caps where there's a camera and a turn signal. And then you'll notice with the two-tone design, it gives it a fantastic look with the chrome accent that separates the roof from the bodywork. This model also gets a sunroof as well. And then you'll notice a few crisp lines that flow down the side to give it a great look. Now in back, this also has a gloss black spoiler. You'll notice the LEDs for all of the lighting. And then there's the backup camera, all the parking sensors, and more gloss black for the bumper, along with the single exit exhaust on that driver's side. Now this does retain remote start, so you can use the key fob, of course. You can also use the key fob or the button underneath to gain access to your cargo space. Now underneath the floor, you'll notice that you have a little bit of storage, so you can place some items there if you need to. And you can also fold these back seats down. So just pull on the tabs on both sides, and that will give you a lot more interior space, but with them up, you still have quite a lot of cargo space for items. Now there's no grab handle up top, but it's a very lightweight trunk lid, so it makes it easy to close. Now as we work our way to the interior, this model has a nice design for the door panel. You'll notice this trim accent surrounding the window control. There's some storage in the lower section along with the speaker, and then a two-tone design for these seats. And with this one released, I can fold this one down so that way you can get a look to the cargo space where it will fold pretty much flat. So that way you can throw in some larger items for this sedan. Now there's a small door sill to step up and over, and at 5'10", I have a lot of space. Now there's no storage pockets. You do get a USB-C right in the middle there, and then I have about a ½ inch or so of headroom, so I could sit upright, be comfortable, maybe have one person in the middle, but it is spacious for its smaller size. And then there's the armrest where you have 2 cup holders as well, and some pretty thin pillars there, so that way you can see around this section here. Now as we work our way up front, you'll notice for the door panel, this has a really nice design with the stitching. There's also Sentra stamped in front of the release handle. There's all the window controls, side mirror adjustments, lock and unlock, and the Bose audio. And then this does have a power operating driver's seat with this SR logo in that middle stripe there, which is a nice accent. And then as we hop in, over on the right side here, that is your engine start stop. So with my foot on the brake, we can bring this to life, where we have the latest design for the gauge cluster and the infotainment system. So you have quite a lot that you can go over with this 12.3-inch digital display. Now on this left side, you'll notice cruise control settings along with distance pacing. You have some safety sense controls that you can turn on and off along with your volume. And then on the right side, there's tuning, voice commands, and Bluetooth controls, and then the adjustments to go through all of this information. So you can scroll left or right to further get into this. So you do have a home screen where you can customize this as you would like, and then you can continue to scroll where you have the rest of these vitals to monitor. If you go into settings here, you have a lot more that you can go into. So you have quite a lot, which is nice. You can even customize your display settings and change your view. So just depending on how you want to look at this information, you have that as well. And then you can easily get back into your home setting here, create some shortcuts, and go through the rest of that. And then on the left and the right side, it is going to be fixed based on the screen that you go with. Now we also have the new design for the steering wheel with the flat bottom look to it. There's no spoke here, so it gives it a nice design along with all of the red stitching. And then on the left side, you have a trunk release, heated steering wheel, lane keeping assist. There's one air vent. And then as we work our way to the infotainment system, you have a lot that you can go through. So on your home screen, you can customize all these widgets depending on what you would like to get into. You have your music, your phone, and then you can push on these 4 squares and get into all of this information here. So you have even more vitals that you can monitor. And then you'll notice in the lower section, you do have some controls where you can get into your heated seats and heated steering wheel, and then the temperature adjustments as well. So you can monitor all of that, and the fan speed right in the middle. So now you can pull all of that up on the screen. Now what's really nice is that you do get physical buttons down below. So you have temperature, your heated seats, fan speed, defrosters, and then some auto functions too. You'll notice there's an air vent on both sides above that. You get volume in the middle along with the camera setting. So you can pull up this 360 camera view where you'll notice the top-down view on one side, and then we currently have the forward-facing angle. If I put it into reverse, of course, now we can have the backup angle there. So you have quite a lot of visibility for this. Now there's auxiliaries, wireless charging down below. There's 2 cup holders along with your gear selector. Now this also has drive and a B mode. I will talk about that once we get this out on the road. Now behind that, there's auto hold with the e-brake. You have the engine start stop feature. And then there's also a few different driving modes just to help with your throttle response. Now you'll notice behind that, we have a very deep armrest, so you have plenty of storage underneath that. And then you have plenty in the glove box. There's also some ambient lighting too, and this neat stamped trim accent. And then there's a rear view mirror, sunglass holder up top, and then some dome lights behind that, and adjustments for the sunroof. Sunshade is manually adjusting. And then here's a look at visibility. For this smaller sedan, you can easily see over both shoulders, so you have quite a lot of glass overall. So as we sat up behind the wheel for this all-new Nissan Sentra with this SR trim level, this is basically the sportiest trim of the 4. So there's an S, SV, SR, and then the SL. I was able to review the SL as well if you want to see a little bit more of a luxury style version for this Sentra. Now with the Sentra 2, we're on 9 generations for this sedan. Since 1982, there's been 6.5 million of these sold. It's a very popular sedan from Nissan, and for this latest model, we still have everything similar underneath. Powertrain, the CVT has been updated, however, and tuned to be a little bit different. And then of course the exterior styling and the interior tech. So I think it's a really nice refreshing model, and you can actually feel the gear shifts in the CVT when you put it into sport mode. The RPMs jump, the steering does get a little bit tighter, and you have better throttle response too. So it's not a performance vehicle, but it's nice that there's some sporty aspects to it. But it's nice. I've been driving this and the SL all day, so I have a lot of seat time behind the wheel of this sedan, and it's been a great road tripping vehicle. For the 7 or 8 hours that I've been in this all day, I really don't have any complaints. For its pricing too, under $30,000, the SR starts at an even 25 grand. Now this one does have a few options, like the floor mats, the ambient lighting, and the color too with the two-tone, so it's going to add to that slightly. But for under 30 grand, you have a very nice, refined feeling vehicle for the price in a world where today vehicles for the average price just over 52 grand. So for under 30 grand, you have all the essentials that you need and nothing more. So it's nice. There's a few bells and whistles, and it's a nice driving vehicle. And as far as its handling goes, it's front wheel drive. We don't have a ton of power, but it can get up and move, and it definitely feels good for this type of vehicle. You're not taking corners fast with it, but it handles well. It's a light-ish weight vehicle, and it's great to drive. These seats have been super comfortable. I don't really have any complaints with them. I think the base might be a tad short, but there's been people at this event much taller than me that have seemed to be fine sitting in them, longer legs, longer torso, you know, taller than me, of course, and they've been nice and comfortable in these too. So For its sizing, like I said, Nissan did a great job packaging its sizing with the amount of space that you have and just making it a great daily driver. And still in sport mode, we'll give it a minor acceleration here for what we can do. Even around a turn like that, feels super solid. So this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the new Sentra. Now with the SL model, I was able to test drive that on more of a back road where I could really open it up. So if you want to see that full review and just a different style road of driving, definitely take a look at that. But for even some small twisty roads like this, I mean, it handles well at, you know, slow rates of speed here, of course. We also have the B mode, which is basically your low range gear. It will help with engine braking, so you don't necessarily have to use the brake as much. I am feathering the brake pedal slightly as we go down this hill, but that's there in case you need to use it. Just a great point A to point B vehicle. The range is pretty good too, in the mid 200s with a full tank. We have a small fuel tank, but this also has some really good MPG. And then as far as making a 3-point turn here, we do have a good bit of ground clearance, so you can take it off the pavement slightly like that, and then the turning radius is very tight too, which is nice. And what's also nice about it being under 30 grand, Nissan really wanted to kind of maximize their younger buyer crowd, with the demographics being between mid-20s to 50s, 60 years old. This is a vehicle that would be a great starter, especially with its price point, so you don't have to go astronomical in price, especially when you're just starting your career or you're just getting out of school, something like that. This makes it a little bit more affordable to be able to purchase, and you can have it for a long period of time. So this is something that you can either grow out of, or if you just are good with the size, it is small, so it just depends on your lifestyle and where you are in life, but this could be a great vehicle for several years. You can pack in a lot of items and you can put people in it and you can get a brand new vehicle. So very impressive to see for under 30 grand. But that is going to wrap it up for this 2026 Nissan Sentra SR. Once again, huge shout out to Nissan for inviting me to this event to take a look at this vehicle. Check out the SL full review as well if you want to see that trim level too. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads, and I will see you all in the next video.